All right, so the question is, our instructors, are they certified welding inspectors? And for the large part, they are. We've got seven on staff right there. We run 2 shifts. Ashley and I are both certified welding inspectors. And what does that mean? So some of you guys out there might be fresh. You don't know what a certified welding inspector even is. So Ashley, you want to take that?
Well, basically, you got that credential handed to you that you earn from the American Welding Society. So in other words, for you to certify a welder, you've got to be a CWI. But a lot of your companies want that CWI because you know how to navigate through the code book and all the other documentation to look out poor welders and look out poor quality on the job site. So it all starts with the CWI and some of the training that you're going to have to do and some of the testing that you'll have to do at the American Welding Society.
Yeah, so some of those, in order to be a CWI, you've got to have 5 years field experience. And there's some other ways to get around that, I guess, with different degrees and education level, but 5 years field experience. Then you've got to take a test, and there's 3 parts to that test, A, B, and C. There's a comprehensive knowledge test, multiple choice. It's closed book, and it's pretty stout as far as what you have to know, the plethora of processes. It's not just limited to the 4 processes, but even some additional processes as well. There's a code book test. Mm-hmm. You actually pick a code book. I picked the API 1104, that pipeline code.
Yeah, I picked 1104. We've had instructors pick D11. So there's 2 or 3 different options for you there. Whatever code book maybe you're more comfortable with, or maybe a code book you're not comfortable with, so you learn to navigate.
Right.
The purpose of the CWI is not you can only test to 1 code book, you can test to all, which sort of leads us into that third, and for a lot of people, the most difficult. AWS will provide you with what they call a Part B code book, which is a made-up code book. And you have to navigate that made-up code book with actual molds of weld samples and really measure and determine, is this weld acceptable or is this weld unacceptable as part of your test. So it's the hands-on portion of the CWI exam.
And you said it was the most difficult. Absolutely. I was took a test with several great welders who were unsuccessful on that part because you're so used to calling out a weld. That's good, that's bad. But with this fictitious code book, you might be allowed a 1/2-inch piece of porosity or a 2-inch long crack. It's whatever that code book says is how you're judging it that day. So that is a hard part of that exam, absolutely.
Right. So to become a CWI is a rigorous process. I think if you talk to most people who have become CWIs, it was one of the hardest tests they've ever had to pass. But that reward is great because at Kentucky Welding Institute, you've got CWIs on every shift. A lot of times multiple CWIs on every shift, so you get that look from different people from different fields in the industry, but they all have that CWI card and that CWI stamp.
And not to take away from CWI at all, this is a difficult process and to get here, absolutely. But you have several schools that have a couple CWIs on staff. They trip or they fall short on the accredited testing facility. So when you put a CWI with an accredited testing facility, now you're talking welding certifications. And you get into that whole debate on qualified versus certified. I'm sure we've all got to go to the next job and throw down. But to be certified gets you that call, gets you that job lined up. If you're new to industry and trying to break out, being certified, I think, is just a whole new level of prestige as you're making those phone calls and lining up those jobs.
Yeah, especially for the person who's inexperienced. And Bobby, it's always a catch-22, and it aggravates me sometimes. I got to have 3 years experience to get my first job, but no one's going to hire me. So how do I get to 3 years? Well, this is how. That AWS Certified Welder card from Kentucky Welding Institute is going to get you the look on the resume. It's going to get you the phone call back from the folks in HR because you've already proven you can do it. Now all they can do is call you, you show up, you prove you can do it for them, and you're putting the money in the bank.
That's right, that's right. At the Kentucky Welding Institute. So we've got several certified welding inspectors on staff. We're an accredited testing facility, and we stand ready to get you into the career you're looking for, the welding career.